Hello and welcome to New Hope for Today. My name is Pastor Andrew Hise, and I'm the pastor at New Hope Friends Church in Goldsboro, North Carolina. As I sit here in my grandparents' kitchen, where I've spent the last day and was able to spend some time with my pawpaw, my grandfather today, and some of my other family, I can't help but just feel anytime I come into this house that there's an emptiness, there's a void, that something is missing. Even as I came in yesterday, I just imagined coming through the door and walking around the corner and seeing my dearly beloved nanny sitting in her chair and just saying in her sweet voice, "Hey, honey," as she always did as I walked in. And there's just a void. I feel it when I'm here, and we walk down the hall and looking through the room where she lived so many years and stayed. And I just remember the days that I had with her, those last moments before she passed away, those sweet moments, and I cherish every single one of those. It's been a hard couple of months for us and my family as we adjust to this new life without her. And I think one of the things that I reflect on as I think of her life is just all the time that I was able to spend with her. Every moment, I cherish every single one of them. Cherish the memories. I cherish the memories that were made sitting around this very table as we talked about many different things. And the memories of seeing her sitting making punch for Christmas morning, or seeing her in the kitchen cooking, or just seeing her walk around it. I miss that. And I think anytime someone passes in our life, we lose someone that we love dearly, we are forced in many ways to reflect on the fact that the time we have, our lives are very short, that we don't have an endless amount of time here on earth. And when we think about time in this way, we start to realize that we have to make the most of every moment. Many times when someone passes away, we think back to how we spent our time with that person, or with how we spent those last days with them. And many times we have regrets, thinking, well, maybe I could have done more. Maybe I could have spent more time. Maybe I could have called more. And I just feel like so many of us live with all these regrets. But if we really took time to reflect on the fact that our time is limited, it's not something that we have an endless amount of, and we kept this ever in the forefront of our mind, that we would live each day knowing that this moment could be the last moment of our life or the life of someone we love, and it would change the way we live. It would change how we live our lives. The scriptures in Ephesians chapter 5 say something. This is actually what I would consider my life verse. And this verse, these few verses, verses 15 and 16, they cause us to take a stock of the time that we have in our life. It says this: "Look carefully then how you walk," or how you live. Paul is using walk as a metaphor for life. It says, "Not as unwise, but as wise, making the best use of the time, because the days are evil." Now, other versions, the ESV version doesn't do this, but other versions, instead of saying making the best use of the time, they actually use the word redeeming the time. And we have to understand that our time is something that's very limited. It's a precious resource that we have that must be redeemed, much like you would take maybe a coupon to your favorite fast food restaurant, or to Chick-fil-A, or to your favorite restaurant, and you would turn that in, redeem that for something good. We should too invest our time taking it as like a coupon that we redeem and make the best use of it. Now, of course, he tells us here to live our lives. What would not be wasting our time would be live wise, to live controlled by the Spirit. And I think when we take stock of the fact that our life is short, that we have just a finite amount of time, a finite amount of minutes in our life, that we'll begin to want to make the most of every single day. So today, maybe what redeeming your time today looks like You're going to have to figure that out for yourself. What making the best use of your time looks like, you're going to have to figure that out. But I think some of the things that we should do is we should be spending our time with people that we love, people that we cherish, so that we live as having no regrets after if they were to pass away. And we should make the best use of our time by having those conversations. I remember some of the last conversations I had with my grandmother. Some of the last conversations I remember her having with a lot of my family members. She had a finite amount of time left. She made the best use of her time by having conversations about Jesus, about being in church, about how she wanted all of her grandkids to one day join her in heaven in glory. And she knew she was going to pass soon, but she made the best use of her time. Will you make the best use of your time today? Redeeming every minute, spending that with the people you love, spending that living wisely, controlled by the Spirit. Blessings. New Hope for Today is a daily video devotional brought to you by Pastor Andrew Hise of New Hope Friends Church. New Hope Friends Church is located at 4451 U.S. Highway 70 East in Goldsboro, North Carolina. New Hope for Today. Strength for today. Hope for tomorrow.